They see the game.
I see us.
You see us.
I see us on Twitch.
Arceus?
Pokemon Legends Arceus?
Pokemon Legends Arceus.
And I see us on YouTube.
Hey, we did it. Hi. Twitch can see, Twitch can hear. Thank you, Sir George Lucas. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Twitch. Hello, Marty.
Hello.
We are here. As I mentioned in my tweet, this was a sponsored stream that came up. And, every once in a while they'll be like, oh yeah, we're going to do this sponsored stream. And, they'll list off a game and someone will be like, oh yeah, this person likes this game. And during this meeting, they're like, okay, so it's a deck builder. And immediately I went, And then they go, but you rolled dice. And it's a roguelike.
It was perfect, and I'm so glad you could be our Sherpa on this guide through SpellRogue, which is available today in early access on Steam.
It's true.
And thank you, Eric, for posting those links everywhere. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Eric. So yeah, this is a deck builder. But the way in most deck building games, you have kind of like a certain number of mana or energy points or whatever you say, whatever they call it, to like spend to play your cards. Here, there's an extra random element with dice rolls. Let's get into it. You start off being able to play Lapis, so I figure the first couple of rounds we'll play Lapis. After you get far enough, you unlock Hazel.
Okay, those are nice names, Lapis and Hazel. I like those names.
This one I have not unlocked yet, but it looks like who's the is it Junkrat from Overwatch?
Overwatch, yeah. I like a nice Junkrat.
Little Junkrat.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll start as Lapis. I just unlocked B mode for Lapis, but we'll start in A mode.
What do we think a B mode is? Is it like the film, a B movie?
It's I think you get different starter cards or different, perhaps whole different decks.
We're gonna find out.
We are about to find out. We'll get started with Lapis here.
Also, right off the bat, it's so great to see so many familiar faces here, and a lot of love in the chat. Henrietta, welcome to the Green Gang. Thank you so much, Henrietta. Humane Shield with a $9.99 dono. Thank you, Humane Shield. Jack, the latest adventure is now I was great. The part where Jesse and KC are talking about Latavia, Red Blob, Hella Jelly with skulls, possibly talking about Florida, had me in tears. Great job. What an episode.
Me as well. I mean, obviously you can hear me laughing that, but Casey has become, Casey was probably the furthest removed from Dungeons and Dragons when we started. As he mentions in one of the episodes, he has never owned like a set of dice. And he has become such a strong role player. He's become such a strong player, and I love him every single time.
Yeah.
Mad, hella jelly, mad skulls, just hilarious. Hilarious way to describe the eldritch horror that is Latavia Ticklepuss. All right. Okay, so here's the basics. You start off, you throw some dice, and then these are your cards, your spells. And so you have to spend your dice on your spells. For example, your Ice Spear, you need a 4, 5, or 6. A 4, a 5, or a 6 to use your Ice Spear, which does that much damage. You need a 1 through 4, and you get that much block. Boom. Easy peasy. Oh, I got a 6. We'll do some 6 damage. Easy peas, right? We got a 5. We'll kill that one.
I always feel good when I get to fight fungus in games.
Also, look at these creepy guys. Guys.
These are the best fungal enemies since Dark Souls 1, since those boys who hit you in the forest if you try to hurt their children.
The Mushroom Mothers?
The Mushroom Mothers, yeah. Geldin with a $2 dono. ROGUE. Did I win? You did. You spelled rogue. SpellRogue. That was great. It was a good little goof.
Oh, by the way, I didn't get it.
It was good. That was a good goof.
It was too good. I always want to spell rogue like rouge, ROUGE, which is how you spell rouge.
It sounds like a row. I was like, oh, we're definitely going from O to U. We're 100% going from O to U. Quintuple A with a $2 dono. Thank you so much. Jack, how many takes to get your final ad reads? Yeah, I guess I don't know that. How many do you usually, when you do ad reads, do you just you a one and doneer? Do you do them a couple times? Do some vocal warm ups?
I do vocal warm-ups. That's true. Like I do spend a little time. Not only do I do vocal warm-ups, I gargle salt water before every ad read.
Interesting. Is that true?
That's true. I think I'm just my name is Jack. I'm generally phlegmy. So,
I think that just might be a Wisconsin thing. I think we're just generally phlegmy.
all I'm thinking of is like General Lee, like what
General Flemmy?
the Duke boys rode, like General Lee Flemmy.
General Flemmy is just a car covered in snot and mucus.
So I'm writing that down as a possible character name. My name is General Lee Flemmy. So I gargle salt water to get rid of a little bit of the phlegm because I also edit my own audio. So listening to my own like clocks is the worst thing in the world.
I think about that every time I record VO. I'm very nasally, and every time I record VO, I'm like, I feel bad for the poor bastard editing this, having to hear my mouth noises.
Right?
Yeah.
So I gargle salt water. I do some. Ooh, here we go. I do some vocal warm-ups, and then I usually do one read all the way through, just so kind of like I have an idea of the beats, and then I take it sentence by sentence.
Gotcha. There you go.
Sentence by sentence, and then I try different inflections. A lot of the times, try some different jokes, some different whatnots. I always try to find a moment to add a little noise because I think they're funny.
Sometimes you just put in the script Jack noise, and that goes to like the clients, and I'm like, I hope they understand what's going on here. Because if I just saw that in a script from a stranger, I'd be like, what happened?
Do I do that?
Yeah, you say put some Jack noise in here, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna remove this from the version we send to the client, and I'll put the Jack noise bit back in when the script comes back. I think we have an upcoming SpellRogue script that had a Jack noise in it. Like the phrase Jack noise. I'm like, you'll just make them.
I'll just make it because like if I'm trying to think like the in the Roll for Combat, it was a nerd character, so it's just like, oh yeah, make a nerdy Jack noise, like
yeah, like a little Hyven, yeah, Professor Frink.
The Jack noises are very important to me.
Yeah, classic Jack noise.
Classic Jack noise.
Over in Twitch, Keeper Days, 500 bits. Thank you so much, Keeper Days. Jack, the latest episode of Adventures Nigh was amazing. I have rewatched it 4 times already. Who are you, Darren and Oppenheimer? Get out of town. You didn't have to go to theaters to watch it, so that's good.
I saw Oppenheimer twice in theaters because it's so fucking good.
It was really good.
It's so fucking
Oh, man,
good.
that guy gets in all sorts of trouble. He gets in all sorts of scraps and scrapes.
Oh yeah, no, thank you so much. Like these last few episodes, which obviously like these are the episodes that have not been released yet. We've been waiting for months to show them to you all. I'm so excited that they are finally out. We can wrap up this season. We can wrap up this story as we like are literally packing our bags for filming season 4, which is phenomenal.
It's usually like, so last night was the Super Bowl, and you think like, oh, like Kansas City Chiefs won, they get the summer, or they get the rest of the winter off. Like they don't have to go back to work until like the early summer. So like they're good. With us, and particularly you guys, it's the editing team is like, you and Omar have to finish these last 2 episodes and then just immediately go and film a dozen more.
Right, we need to finish these episodes while we're also like, I'm building maps. Omar's building characters. Like I'm trying to write the story, or at least my side of the story, which the players will fuck up immediately.
Yes, I would be like, I'd be like, come hell or high water, I'm using this. I don't care what you do. We're finding a way to get this in here. This mushroom will be here.
So here's a fun aspect of SpellRogue. So like we have things like this. This symbol here, just the generic dice symbol. You can use any die in there, and it will just re-roll that die. Here you need a 4, 5, or 6. Here you need a 1, 2, 3, or 4. But this is 9 with asterisks on it, which means you can add dice. And so, like, if I just had a 5 left over, bloop, now we only have 4 left. And that carries over between rounds. So if you just have any leftover dice, you plop it in there for possible use
that's
later.
nice.
Yeah.
Rainy day dice.
Rainy day. Oh, that's pretty good. All right,
Yeah.
we'll take that. Rainy day dice. So that's how that works in SpellRogue. Yes, but by the way, the players sometimes not going along the path that I intended them to. I want to say we were talking about this over in the Adventures Night Discord either yesterday or the day before as the episode was out. My original plan for Latavia this season was I really thought that they were going to come across this gelatinous, horrible creature who is so universally seen as evil and does evil things that they were going to fight him. They were going to fight him right away and then kind of explore Destiny's Keep to uncover the secrets of Albert. So like there are rooms. There is an entire other half of Destiny's Keep that they just walked right past. I
think you get that in games too, of being like, I designed this entire building and you just ran through it. How could you?
Right? Like, why are you speedrunning this? Look at that tree. Yeah. I spent so much time on that goddamn tree.
I missed Christmas dinner for that tree.
I missed Christmas dinner for that tree. Yeah. Think about that. Oh, here we go. Nice. But that, that's okay. Kind of those puzzle ideas I can always reuse later. Mm-hmm. All right. Got to find a good spell now. Ooh, you know what? Let's try a poisony build. That could be fun.
Ooh, always good. Always good.
I like poison.
One of the top 5 status effects.
I'm a big... Oh, see, and here we go. We're getting synergy already. Removes all poison on target and deals 3 damage for each poison removed. That's what we're getting. Boom.
I like the combination of the kind of game-breaking synergy you can get from a deck builder, but along with the like raw chaos of dice. Of like, no matter how good of a plan you set up, like the randomness of dice can always come in to to kick down the door and tell you, nope, I have some other plans for you.
Well, and it really like I said, with these ones with the asterisks, like they give you that wiggle room to be like, well, I can't do what I want now, but at least I can build towards what I want to do. And,
yeah.
And like my starting deck for this one, here's an upgrade crystal.
Beautiful.
My starting deck for this one comes with Fluctuate, and basically that's just a reroll. Like reroll your dice, you get 3 chances to reroll any 3 dice, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what we can do here. Oh, we can up the poison. We're going poison, hardcore poison build. This is gonna be great.
That's there's a D&D reroll thing. What is that? Isn't that called the thing?
There is a D&D.
You get like 3. Is that a thing? Every character gets that. Well, an option to reroll?
There are...
or is that just abilities?
There is an ability, like there's a feat, the lucky feat, where like for halflings, if they roll a 1, they can get a reroll it.
One time. Fortunate.
There is inspiration. A DM can give their players inspiration, which is
that's the thing I was thinking of.
A free reroll, which is something.
And that's
by
almost
the way,
like you've impressed me as a player. You've done something creative. I appreciate that. So my reward will be to tempt fate or to shoot back at fate if you ever get a bad hand. Yeah,
and that is something I'm going to try desperately to remember to do this season because I always forget.
Yeah. You just need someone in the background holding up a card that says inspiration.
Give them inspiration. Like, I should have, like, for a lot of their ideas, for the idea of the psychic puppet show, I should have given at least someone an inspiration die because, Jesus Christ, that's a great
idea. George Lucas with 100 bits, thank you so much. Darren, Dark Souls, and Deck Builders are all eligible for Howard the Duck donations. George Lucas only donates for 3 things, and that is... Darren, Dark Souls, and Deck Builders.
Oh,
so we got him. We got him. I also said Howard the Dean, which we don't have to go over your Howard Dean story again. I feel like the only times I was saying the only streams we bring up Howard Dean, but the only times in my life I bring up Howard Dean are with you. We don't need to do that.
Right? Who thinks to bring up Howard Dean anymore?
Yeah, I mean we're in the middle of a Dean-a-sance. Honestly, I would probably vote for Howard Dean this fall.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Howard Dean would get my vote.
Yeah.
Mikowai, thank you so much for the Prime sub over in Twitch. Much appreciated, Mikowai. And Beastmarch with a $2 dono in YouTube. I just heard Jamate's interview on Culturescape. It was great.
Great.
Wonderful. I don't even know. I'm not even sure what that is, but I'm sure he was great. He's very clever. He's really handsome. He's articulate. He knows a lot.
Oh.
Probably got some skeletons in his closet though.
Ha.
Got to add a sense of danger to everyone.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jamate's good people.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do here?
And yeah, Beery, that is true. Don't know if it's been set up. This game is being published by the developers of Deep Rock Galactic. I find it cool that they spend their success and publish other games. Yeah, Ghost Ship Publishing is kind of the publishing label. I love that too. I love the idea that you have this massive success, and so you take that and you put it back into not only continuing a thing like Deep Rock, but also being like, hey, let's become tastemakers and find something we dig and go there.
Yeah. Let's diversify a little bit, like, let's have some fun because we now have the opportunity to dip our toes in some different waters.
Yeah.
Crashing wave. Yeah. Crashing wave.
Simple Simon, thank you, said on Twitch, said, Marty, please check Ko-Fi, and the answer is sadly no, because Simple Simon donated to Ko-Fi. Thank you so much, Simple Simon, to say, does this still make jack noises? It does for some people. I believe it does. For Casey, it still makes jack noises when you get Ko-Fi's in.
It makes jack noises? I thought it made Nick noises.
No, it's you going...
Does it really?
Yeah, and it's funny because... Yeah, it happened during Devil May Cry. It's haunted. And I don't think Casey knows how to get rid of it. One time it happened on my personal stream. Like, OBS was, like, pulling in noises from other scenes.
What?
And I was on my personal stream, and someone donated to the, to the Second Wind Ko-Fi, and it came on my... You started laughing on my personal stream, and I'm like, this is haunted?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, done without my consent, but that's fine.
If you laugh on one of our streams, we can take that.
That's true.
And then if any of us die, we're able to create an AI replication of us via laughs. Laughs? I think I just pluraled laughs with laughs.
You 100% did.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's fine. So, all right, that doesn't help me a ton. All right.
Fungus Finder with a $2 dono. Thank you so much. I shed a tear of joy when Jack said die, singular. Is die not the singular of dice?
Yeah, I think that's... But most people refer to a singular die still as dice. And so I think... I think they're saying like oh, I did a thing correct.
Yeah.
Because it's weird to be like, oh, hand me that die.
Yeah, because if you put a comma or like a pregnant pause in the wrong place, you say, hand me that, die.
Exactly.
It's a threat.
And that's a threat, exactly.
Pure Pyro with a €2 dono. Thank you so much. So our windbreaker today was on the do's and don'ts of creating a city in a game.
Oh, okay.
Our favorite cities, our least favorite cities. It was bouncing off how Yahtzee feels the metropolis of Suicide Squad is lifeless, whereas I feel the Midgar of Final Fantasy VII Remake is a wonderful city. And so Pure Pyro says, what are some of your favorite cities in games, Jack? Do you have any video game cities that really do it for you? We also said, because all roads lead to FromSoft, does FromSoft make good cities? Yharnam is cool. Is it a good city? Does it make sense like a place? Would that place exist if it wasn't dripping with werewolves?
No. Like, that place makes no logistical sense. What I want you to imagine is, like, where's the grocery store in central Yharnam, right? Like,
yeah.
Is it in the like the
it's the pick and save? Where's Central Yharnam's pick and save?
Is it in like the poisonous swamp that you need to like climb down a rusty ladder to get to? I don't think so. So no, they make interesting
the butcher.
levels.
The big pig that you have to stab in the butt was probably like he escaped from the pitcher from the butcher.
Sure. You're probably right. So yeah, I don't think it's a good city. I think it's a great level, but I don't think it's a good city.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Same thing. Anor Londo, cool as hell.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like a place that would have like a street festival or anything.
So basically, all I'm trying to think now is like, cities and games that, one, feel like a functioning city, and two, like that I enjoy hanging out in. And I guess like I'm gonna go to what might be a lame answer, which is your farming crafting games, right?
No, that's a great answer. Yeah, I think we said like the village in Stardew.
Yeah.
was a good one. I said for as much as I love your Breath of the Wilds and your Tears of the Kingdoms, I don't think any of them have good cities. Like I don't think the Zoran King or the Zora Kingdom or the Goron place or the Rito place. I think they're cool looking. They don't feel like cities. Whereas Clocktown in Majora's Mask, great city. Great
true.
city.
Ooh. Icicle Blade.
Is that what's going on there? A Beyblade?
It's a Beyblade. Yeah, you spin it. Yeah. You rip it. You rip it and spin it. That could be good. That could be good. Yeah. This could be a good one. We'll swap that one in. Here's another great thing, by the way, about SpellRogue. Unlike other deck builders, and it's a deck builder, but really you get the same spells, right? Mm-hmm. It's closest to a deck builder, but you can hold your auxiliary spells, like a spell that you might want to hold on to in these extra slots. They don't disappear if you swap something out. So like if I go through a battle and be like, oh, I made a mistake, Icicle Blade sucks, just re-swap it back out. You don't destroy anything, which is very nice. So yeah, your Stardews. Moonstone Island is a game that I played recently that I really enjoyed. Very, similar to a Stardew and a Pokemon, and I really liked that. I really their city made a lot of sense to me. They had a hangout area, much like Stardew. Your hangout area, your shops, your different stuff that you could do, and I liked that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always appreciate that.
Yeah. Now I'm also just trying to remember what games in general I play. Okay. I get to Balder's Gate in Balder's Gate 3. The big city. The titular gate, if you will. Yeah. And that city kind of sucks. It's weirdly laid out. I don't necessarily know where anything is, and nothing makes sense shop-wise or hotel-wise. Amazing things to do and see, and the quests and all that, but none of it makes sense practically, I feel. I also haven't spent a ton of time exploring. That's the last place I got to.
Did you know, a lot of people don't know this, the original name of Baldur's Gate was Baldur's Door Wall?
Have you talked about that yet?
We started to talk about it. I'm not sure if the internet had already died. Okay. Also, first off, the reason Windbreaker is currently not viewable on YouTube is because Eric's internet died halfway through.
Oh, no.
Well, not halfway through, near the end, and so we're gonna have to do some editing in it, and it will be back up. However, we talked about in a meeting this morning, Nick, we said how we're excited that we're getting paid again later this week.
Yeah.
And Nick said he's going to spend his money fixing his door wall like it's a thing, like a normal thing humans say. And all of us were like, that's not a real thing. He's like, no, Marty, you're from the Midwest. You and Jack are from the Midwest. I'm like, what is a door wall?
A door wall.
And I think he mostly meant like a sliding door that would like go out to your patio or something. And he's like, I'm like, why is it a door wall? He's like, well, because those doors are like a part of walls. And we're like, all doors are part of walls. It can't just be a door in the middle. That's like in the middle of a beach. It's like the Dark Tower.
He said it's a door that's attached to a wall.
Oh, and we're like, most doors are.
All doors are attached to walls. That's how that works.
But then we looked it up, and it's just it is a super regional southern Michigan, which is where Nick grew up. And so, yeah, door wall is a thing.
Real thing. It was shocker.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Shocker.
All right. Ooh.
Fox D with a $2 dono. The singular of dice is D6 or D20 or D number of sides. You wouldn't say like a D6 in like, if you can't go to Vegas and be like, come on, baby, give them D6s. Like if you're playing craps or something.
Outside of tabletop role-playing games, there's no need to label the amount of sides on a die.
Yeah.
As like if you went to a person who plays board games and you said, "Do you have any D8s?" They would look at you like you were a crazy person.
Yeah. And then I would say, I bet you're not going on a lot of D8s. Dates.
Nailed it.
We're Storm Templar continuing a gift sub on Twitch that you got from an anonymous gifter. Thank you so much, Storm Templar. You Souls nerds ever try Liza P? I still haven't played Liza P. I played like the first 2 hours, but it doesn't count.
I have not played Liza P. I'm sorry.
Yeah. People said that was a game that is very good, but its city doesn't make sense as well. Like, it is not a good city.
Sure.
Like, it's fun video game level, but not necessarily a good city.
So very FromSoft.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I went Lords of the Fallen. You know, like it was either you had to pick a camp, you had to pick a side. It was Liza P's or Lords of the Fallen. And I dabbled in Lords of the Fallen against my better judgment because Nick liked it. And Nick and I usually historically have had very different tastes in games.
Yeah.
And this is the one like rare occasion where I'm on Team Nick, I'm on Team Lords of the Fallen.
There you go.
Which
Maybe time will be on your side. I'm gonna be curious 5 years from now when we look back. What would be the more longer lasting Souls-like, non-FromSoft Souls-like of the end of 2023? That was a very long category, but just of those two games, which one is going to age more gracefully?
Right. I agree, and I like it's shocking to me that Lords of the Fallen hasn't gotten like the Lies of P treatment. All 98% of all these Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring streamers and YouTubers that I follow have all gone Lies of P. Mm-hmm. And I keep watching their runs and their challenge runs and their whatnot runs or regular runs, and none of it looks interesting to me. I can't explain. It's because I don't want to play as Timothée Chalamet, and I don't.
It's just you think it's like so the the Pinocchio of it doesn't turn you away. It's mostly the Chalamet of it all.
Well, I guess it's all of it. If I got to design my own puppet to be Pinocchio, maybe. But the fact that I cannot and I have to play as Timothée Chalamet, I don't know. I don't know if that's what, like, none of it, the combat doesn't look interesting. The weapons don't look interesting. It just does not speak to me for some reason.
Yeah, you have to be, because you design a character in Lords of the Fallen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to be to make a Souls-like like that, you have to be pretty confident in your character to lock it down. Like,
yes.
I'm not a huge fan of Sekiro because it's too hard, damn hard. Wolf is very cool looking. The main dude is very cool looking.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, yeah.
Hell yeah. Hold on for a second. My headphone keeps like slipping. I have special headphones. Ugh. And the cord keeps slipping.
I thought you were like using a lav mic or something.
No, like I have these like in-ear headphones because with the bald head, I can't like wear big headphones. It looks super weird. So.
Sure.
So I have, some nicer in-ear headphones, but the cord gets all.
I was saying sure, not that I agree with you. I was just saying sure because that's a thing I say to
sure.
make a conversation two ways. I wasn't agreeing. Like, I wasn't saying you have a weird head. Don't let anyone tell you I thought you had a weird head.
I didn't say I had a weird head. I said I had a bald head.
I could not imagine what I would look like if I shaved. If I shaved, I'd look like a little hairless pygmy, just writhing in the shadows. You look
perfect. Oh yeah, I think it works for me.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Wait, do I have I don't have a shard. Okay. All right, we are getting to the first boss. Let's get some health. All right, here we are. First level boss battle. Let's see if we can do this. I'm pretty confident in our poison strats.
Ooh, poison's never done. Has never backfired on anyone, so you're fine.
Never, ever.
Poison's never lost a fight.
That's 100% true.
Yeah. Jonas Kaufman with $5 Canadian over in YouTube. Thank you so much. Previously, y'all introduced me to Death Must Die. Played that for 40 hours. Now I'm going to pick this up. Second Wind does great work. Thank you so much, Jonas. Yeah, Death Must Die, if I'm not mistaken, was a game Nick streamed that was it was like a melding of Vampire Survivors, sort of.
Oh, sure.
Bullet Heaven thing.
Bullet Heaven, yeah.
Bullet Heaven, with some Hades kind of elements to it. It had more of like this the story and the gods and whatnot of a Hades. Looked pretty neat.
Very interesting.
Yeah, if you guys, we have all sorts of good. I know we're all focused on the big AAAs, but let me tell you, the indie space right now thriving, absolutely thriving.
Absolutely.
Beast March with a $2 dono. Thank you so much. Asking for D6s in Vegas would not get you dice. What are D6s? Is there a slang term?
Six-sided die. A D6.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like, if in Vegas though, if you say D6, is it like a drug thing or a sex thing, a kissing thing? No, not a kissing thing. Not in my Vegas.
I think you would let's even assume someone at the craps table knows that there are different dice for different games. You're like, hey, hand me those D6s, and then what are they going to turn to you and be like, as opposed to what, sir?
Yeah.
That would just be it would be very, very silly. It would be very, very silly to ask for that.
Agreed.
Is all I'm saying. Don't be so silly, everybody.
Don't be silly.
Just stop being so silly.
Unless your name's Billy, in which case you gotta always be silly.
Oh, silly Billy. Deal 30 damage to stun this enemy. What? All right, hold on. We got some thinking to do here. Oh, here we go. This is gonna work.
Put your thinking cap on.
All right, so then we got our poison up to 18, which now we can multiply by 3. Oh, poison. Always go poison. I fucking love poison.
Poison's never lost.
Poison, ignore shields. It's the way to go. It's the way to go. Good poison build.
Remember Belle Biv DeVoe? They sang a song called Poison.
Poison.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Difficult name to pronounce. Belle Biv DeVoe.
Yeah. Poison.
I wouldn't know.
Poison.
I wouldn't know. Humane Shield with a $2 dono on YouTube. Thank you so much. Who does better city design than Rockstar Games? I mean, when you have unlimited time and money, you just model your cities after places we already been to. They are very good at it. Rockstar is very good. I like their games. They do good.
They do good.
They do good.
They do good games, that Rockstar.
Yeah.
Even the little towns in your Red Dead Redemption 2. Like fun little cities that all make sense, and I like a city unlike I guess San Andreas or a GTA 5 or whatever. Yeah. I won't be able to just find my way around there, but in a Red Dead Redemption 2 where the cities are relatively small, you can just kind of look around and be like, there's a general store, there's a weapon shop. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down to clown.
I love being down to clown.
Till I'm dead in the ground.
Jesus. I didn't realize it was that serious.
Yeah, you're down to clown till you're dead in the ground, man.
Yeah, like Bozo, R.I.P. Got pancaked by a dump truck.
Is that what?
No, I don't know. Simple Simon with 100 bits. Thank you so much, Simple Simon. Do these do anything fun? No, I don't think we have noise notifications for bits on this channel. I do on my personal channel, but that's because it's chaos over there. This is professional. Keep this professional over here. Also, Marty, let's put a number on it. How much do we have to give to charity for you to go full jack, to fully shave?
Oh, everything? Don't do that. By the way, look at Marty's beautiful beard and hair. Don't make him remove that from his head.
I need to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sneak into my neighbor's yard at night and trim all over his grass. I'm not going to do that. That'd be weird, but that'd be funny. If I was in a Cold War with my neighbor, that's what I'd do.
That's what you do?
Yeah, and my neighbors are wonderful. Let me tell you, they're delightful. I don't know either of their first names. They're great. I do a polite wave when I drive by them. It's great.
That is great. Oh. Okay, so when you have your upgrade shards here, it hover you pick it up, and then everything that can be upgraded, you got these little black boxes, and you have to choose. You can't upgrade both eventually. You have to choose one to upgrade. So this one is you can either have more block or more attack. That's real simple.
Yeah.
This one is interesting. This is the one. So we're doing a poison heavy build, and then this card removes all the poison, but for every poison tick, it does 3 damage. So you can, stack up the poison and do mega damage. So do I want it to do more damage per tick or make it cost less to play? Ooh, the strategy.
I love those binary choices, those 2 choices where it's like, this isn't good or bad. Like, this isn't, like, you just got to say, like, what sort of an adventure do you want to craft for yourself? What sort of play style are you going with right now?
I'm going damage. I want those big damage numbers. So now we do 5 ticks of damage for every 1 poison. That's huge. That's huge.
That's how I play Pokemon, where I'm just like, I want the number, when I hit someone, I want the number to be very high.
Yes. Yeah. Hit hard. They can. I don't need to worry about shields if they're dead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Weaknesses, get out of here. Get out of town. My Vaporeon's going to put you in the ground.
My Vaporeon. I like that. My Vaporeon. Oh my God, so many 3s. Get out of here.
Hiroshi McBride with 100 bits over in Twitch. Thank you so much, Hiroshi. Jack and Marty are too powerful a duo. We haven't the technology to measure this level of banter. We do, and it's how they measure head injuries. when a football player gets hit too hard and they take him into the blue tent and they measure concussions, that's how they measure this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we do, y'all.
Yeah. Also, Simple Simon wants to know, do I think my neighbors know my name? They probably do. Because they're nice people who we've introduced ourselves before, and they probably just remembered it, and I don't remember anything. So literally every time we do any of our podcasts, I need to pause and remember what the name of it is, because I go back to the Escapist ones. like, what show is this?
What am I doing at any given time?
Yeah.
Fair. Poison. Oh, we're doing great. We're doing great, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, that's a 1. Okay, that's a 5. That's better. Not a lot I can do with a 5. All right. We're doing great. This is a pretty good run so far. I'm pretty happy with this run so far. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty happy with my spells. I want to call them cards because they are effectively cards, but they're spells.
They're spells.
Yeah.
It's not called Car Rogue.
Right.
Card Rogue. Car Rogue?
Carogue.
Car Rogue. GTA could be called Car Rogue.
Oh.
Rogue car.
I like it. All right. Oh no, I played wrong. Everything's gonna break.
Everything's falling apart.
Everything's falling apart.
You didn't put enough in poison. That's the thing. Is you got away from our poison strat.
I am a slight glass cannon at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
you know what they say about glass cannons?
What?
Glass cannons never lose.
That's not. I don't think that's how that works at all.
Glass cannons. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Just don't get hit, and you're fine.
Yeah.
I don't like any of these. Spells.
Sir George Lucas with 100 bits. Thank you so much. Is Slay the Spire still sort of the top of the deck builder? Like, what's your go-to deck builder?
Slay the Spire is great. I really enjoy Slay the Spire. I've played. My go-to is For the Warp.
I've never even heard of that.
For the Warp, which is a tiny little deck builder, very similar to Slay the Spire or any of these types of deck builders, but it's set in space.
Love space.
And but it's, very, very similar. And you get cool spaceships and shit.
But it doesn't have dice in it, does it?
It does not have dice in it.
GTFO.
I don't even know if it has poison in it now that I think about it.
Get out of here. I don't know what's space poison. Space madness.
How do you poison a spaceship? Right.
Yeah, it's space madness. It's like the crew going wild, right? I mean, like, we need to get off their ship.
Maybe that's it. So generally, like if I got a few minutes and I want to play a game, I will play For the Warp. Just because that's a nice, easy to get into. And I haven't, like Slay the Spire, I have gotten to the heart of the Spire so many times. Like I have not 100%ed it, but I've beaten it enough with all the characters where I'm kind of over it.
Yeah.
Whereas For the Warp, I have not. So
that's the thing. It sounds like you're in need of a new regular. We got it right here. SpellRogue.
We got it right here.
Nick Grumbles with a $2 dono. Thank you so much. Marty, don't go full jack, but Marty needs mutton chops. I can do.
Whoa.
My thing is, my beard is like bushy, but it's
Yeah.
not thick. Like some people have like a beard where you look at them and you're like, I can't see face. If you look at me from the side, you could see face. You know what I mean? Like I have, I have my beard hairs are long, but they're few. It's quality over quantity for my beard. The quality of the hair, not the quantity of the hair.
Oh, well then there you go.
Although I guess I don't know what is. If you're talking about hair, is quantity the length of hair or the number of hairs, the number of follicles? Like one long is one
Okay.
long hair worth as much as like
Quantity is number of follicles because, like, technically speaking, I could grow the sides and back of my hair out, nothing up here, but you know, we would look at if I grew my hair as long as yours, people even longer than yours, people would say that you had more hair than I did. So quantity is about follicles.
Yeah. Follicles is a funny word too.
I think follicles is a very funny word.
Yeah, it sounds like kind of kinky, but it's not. Follicles. Follicles.
Follicles.
Something there.
No, we don't want that. Let's see here. There we go. Let's go.
So is this being having rogue in its name? Is this does this have sort of ongoing things, or when you reach the end of a run, you just restart, or is there kind of like a meta progression like you would in like a Hades, where like there's some sort of a currency you take over into the next run, you are unlocking things, making things easier for you in the next run.
This is a rogue-like and not a rogue-lite, where you know, it's more similar to a Binding of Isaac, where the more you play, the more things you unlock and have the potential to get.
Gotcha. You're expanding your roster. Yeah.
Correct. You're not like, at least the little bit I've played so far is you are not like getting more HP, getting more dice to start with. You know, like right now you start the game with 3 dice, and right now I'm starting each round with 5 dice, which is very, very powerful.
Yeah. A lot of dice.
A lot of dice.
Fungus Finder with a $2 dono. Thank you so much. Glass cannons shouldn't throw people who rock. That's what they say about glass cannons. Don't throw people who rock. So no Alice Cooper. No Ether Richards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For those about to rock, we salute you.
And Beery, you've been a member for 2 months in the Green Gang. Thank you so much. Marty, have you ever considered Post-it notes? I use Post-it notes for certain things, in terms of like memorizing things. I do. I use them for certain things.
Have you?
I don't want to say my neighbor's
have you ever
name.
considered? Have you ever considered Post-it notes?
Just take a big fat bong grip and thought about Post-it notes. Just leave this earthly realm and think about Post-it notes.
Right.
No, I use it for things that I feel like are important. I keep notes on my phone for shopping lists when I need to go into. So let's say go into town like I'm some sort of like frontiersman when I go to the grocery store. But yeah, I don't want to say this is gonna sound mean. I'm not saying my neighbors aren't important to me, but if something isn't important, I just choose not to remember it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's fine. Unless my neighbor is like someone in the chat. If like my neighbor is like, you know, fucking George Lucas, I feel bad that I don't remember your name. I remember your fake name. That works. I guess we don't know George Lucas's fake name. He could be George Lucas.
He could be George Lucas. This could be like what George Lucas is doing with his life now, and that's fine.
Yeah, it's like poetry. Rhymes.
It rhymes. And I died.
Oh no!
Because we mentioned George Lucas in general.
Oh no!
Oh, by the way,
hit the 25th HBD of
have I showed off my Pizza Tower cup?
Oh my god, that is great! The old like Pizza Hut mug. Oh,
it's like an old Pizza Hut mug with the Pizza Tower logo on it.
That's incredible. I'm drinking out of my Shinra electric power mug. This is the evil corporation from Final Fantasy VII that's sucking the lifeblood of the planet.
Nice.
And which I did find weird that I have this mug because it'd be like having like a GE mug or like a, you know, like a BP mug.
Well,
like
that means that you worked for them.
Yeah, but I'm against them. I drink out of my Exxon mug because I'm against
right, exactly
the Exxon Valdez. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna give Lapis here another attempt. Let's try this B run.
B run.
Let's see what we got here. You just
Also,
you get different starting spells, different starter spells.
it is crazy to me that Pete's Tower is not on Switch yet. What's going on? Why is
It's
that not on console?
not?
No, it's only on PC. Like, I know porting games isn't easy,
Yeah.
but what's going on? That feels like a switcheroonie. Maybe they're saving it for Switch 2, Super Switch.
Super Switch. I was just going to say, like, I know it's not like, it's very simple graphics, but is it somehow processor intensive just by the scale of the level and the speed in which you manically run through it?
And it is like a very small team.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. They didn't have like a big publisher behind it. It didn't have like a Devolver who handles a lot of the logistics of porting and whatnot. So,
Well, interesting.
Nick the OG with 50 bits. Thank you so much, Marty, drinking out of his Halliburton thermos. If you know of a better way to keep your drinks warm in the wintertime, then I'd like to hear it.
Hold on, let me grab my Enron mug real quick here and just
Enron? What happened to Enron? Are they still around? No, you can't go back to that, can you?
You cannot come back after that. At least not. I'm sure all of the people who were running Enron are now like still millionaires and running other businesses, but Enron's done.
Yeah. It has two different defunct dates, so it sounds like it was defunct in 2007, and then it tried to come back and defunct again in 2016.
You know what? Good. Good.
Counterpoint, my Enron mug says different.
Flip. Oh, okay. So by the way, my last spells, one let me just re-roll a die.
Nice.
This one lets me flip one die upside down.
Ooh, I like that.
So I just so happen to have next to me my Dice Envy Adventure is Nigh dice set. Oh, weird.
Beautiful.
You can go to diceenvy.com. So I can have this is this is Grinderbin's set. This is Grinderbin's green set. So I'm going to have this on me so I know what's on the other side of a D6. If so need be.
Man, I don't. Yeah, if someone held a gun to my head and was like, "What's the opposite side of a 6?" I wouldn't know.
Right?
One probably. Probably like if I'm thinking of sports wise, it's like the 6 seed plays the 1 seed, the 2 seed plays the 5 seed, the 3 seed plays the 4 seed.
According to Dice Envy, you are correct. 6 and 1 are opposites. 5 and 2 are opposites. 3 and 4 are opposites.
Thank you, football gods. Couldn't have done it without you.
Oh, silly Jack, D6's sides always make 7. I have honestly never thought about that.
Wait, that can't be true, because then if...
The opposite sides always make 7.
Nick says 1... Nick says 2, 5, 3, 5. Nope, Nick, you were wrong. Yes, okay, the result's always 7.
6 and 1, 5 and 2, 4 and 3, always 7.
Sure.
You've just blown my mind.
You know why? Lucky Sevens.
Lucky Sevens.
Number 11 starring Josh Hartnett. Did you ever see Lucky Number 11?
I
the
did
film
see
starring Josh Hartnett.
I did see Lucky Number 11.
Yeah,
Slavin.
that was a big deal to me in college. There's a couple movies that were big deals. Sin City, that was a big deal.
That was a big deal.
That was a big deal.
Oh, so by the way, so here's something: is every spell only has a certain number of uses, a certain number of charges. And I am, 4 health points away from killing this person, but I've used all 3 charges of my one attack spell. So then I'm going to flip it because I know it's a 3 and get myself some block. There we go.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. And hopefully, and dead. All right, great. So you can only use, a certain number of charges per round.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Where are we going to go? Blizzard. We could go cold. Poison. Poison didn't work great.
Yeah.
Poison didn't work great.
Cold is like the poison of winter, so that works.
Whoa. Let me try this guy. Cold is
I like this enemy. I like these goons. A lot of good goons in this game.
Yeah, really neat art, and it's for any of these types of games. Like even Slay the Spire, which has bizarre creatures. You never really look at the creatures. You're looking at their stats, you're looking at their numbers, but it is always nice that they put in the extra effort to make them look cool and unique. Like, look at, I love this little skull. I want to hover over him, but that makes all of his information pop up.
Sure.
This little guy with the skull coming out of the tree, that's fun.
Yeah, there was also a thing I noticed earlier when you're on the map and you go to a new location and you're getting ready to battle there. It does this thing where because it's like a hexagonal kind of grid, to where the other hexes kind of bubble up and there's almost like a tempo wave before you go in. See it next time you go to the map. It's a cool little touches. I like the little touches in games. I like the big touches as well, but the little touches help. That's what separates the great from the... I should stop saying little touches. So that was it. I've retired little touches. I hope you all enjoyed it.
I did.
Humane Shield with a $4.99 dono. Thank you so much, Humane Shield. There should be a horror-themed Willy Wonka tabletop game where the kids and the Guardian's goal is to escape or be killed musically. There's a lot going on there. That'd be like Don't Wake Daddy. Did you ever play the board game Don't Wake Daddy? From
Yes.
Parker Brother?
Don't Wake Daddy, which like is the most bizarre, like abusive parent board game
dark.
ever.
Yeah.
Dark. Daddy's asleep, and if you wake him up, he's gonna be pissed.
I feel like if Don't Wake Daddy was an indie game now, it would be like winning awards because they'd be like, oh my god, this is raw, this is real. About not waking father.
What a damning indictment on the patriarchy. By the way, you are so right. And that makes me want it even more.
Tommy Salty with 10 Zwoti, thank you so much. Jack, great acting in the new Adventures Nigh episodes. Thank you. You did it.
I get into my characters.
You're a thespian.
I get into my characters, and
it's also impressive because at this point, like you guys, this is nearing the end of the shoot, and so like this is like you guys have been on for several hours a day for several days straight. So like it's impressive that you guys are able to keep that energy.
I think though, as we get on, and like everyone will see this in the next couple of episodes, because like the next two episodes, episode 10 and 11, are not only are they the final two episodes, but they are the final shooting day. And I think like as we get more tired, it's so much easier to lock into a character where I no longer have the brain capacity to think about mechanics and story structures. Like I'm just gonna be Egalier and be pissed at Grinderbin for a little bit. This is what all my brain can handle.
And some of it is that I'm just pissed at this whole thing, and so I'm channeling that exhaustion into this. I like it. Yeah.
But a Willy Wonka horror game, like also, I just think that's that's something that you can steal. Like that's something that we talked about when I was chatting with Steven and Mark over at Roll for Combat. I joined them for their kind of general tabletop dungeon master, game master talk. And we were talking about like the cool things you can do when building an encounter and when building a campaign, and stealing from movies, gaining homage from movies that you love, is always where you go. And so like, I think that's really fun, is like, all of your players enter this like zone of wonderment where there's treasures and treats and what fun you can have. It's you know what it is? It's the Feywild. But if you accidentally break a rule, we're gonna cap your kneecaps. Which is like, that's a really neat premise, is having these like arbitrary rules that maybe your players aren't aware of until they start fighting back, which is great.
Yeah.
What is happening? What is happening? I know what's happening. Don't you worry. I know what's happening.
I'm glad you know what's happening. I trust you. You got a couple of hands on the wheel.
I got a couple of hands on the wheel.
Pure Pyro with a €2 dono. Thank you so much, Pure Pyro. Was Fight Club a big deal to you? Fight Club wasn't a huge. It was because Fight Club, I believe, was also a '99 movie, and I wasn't in college till 2004, so it was like a biggish deal in high school. I was never like modeling my life after Tyler Durden kind of person, but I still enjoy Fight Club. I really like the movies of David Fincher, and so big thumb up.
Yeah, and that was Fight Club. Fight Club was a big deal for me personally. because that's when I realized some of the people that I hung out with, I wouldn't be hanging out with for the rest of my life.
Yeah, the people who like consumed Fight Club and took the wrong reason from it, or the wrong lessons from it. Yeah.
Because like I've always been a bit of a film nerd. Like in high school, I was in the AV club, and we spent a lot of time. We talked about Fight Club and how cool it was and whatnot. And I had friends who wanted to start their own Fight Club and were very, very serious about it. And that's when it was just like, great. I know now that this is not a forever friendship.
Yeah. That's a real sliding doors moment, though. You could have been in a Fight Club.
I could.
You, Meatloaf, and Fred Durst and Jared Leto all hanging out in their Fight Club.
It's so like I guess like it's just such a wonderful film. And one of the rare examples of a film that I think is arguably better than the source material, better than the book. Even though I think the book is very good, I think the film does a better job of portraying the maddening situations.
Yeah.
But yeah, just one of those early examples of like, oh no, the people that I choose to spend time with. Oh.
Yeah. Josh Knowles with a $5 dono. Thank you so much, Josh. Jack, do you enjoy Mr. Welch's list of things he isn't allowed to do in a tabletop game anymore? Do you know what that is? Mr. Welch's list of things you're not allowed to do in a tabletop game?
I have no idea what that is. I'm sorry, Josh.
I'm gonna do a big thick Google.
Yeah, do and like maybe I'm just not remembering correctly because old man. The movie saved the book. I think I still think it's a good read. I don't think it's Chuck Palahniuk's best work, but I think it's a fine book.
750 things Mr. Welch can no longer do in an RPG is a list of actions that player characters, personified as Mr. Welch, should never take in a role-playing game. While many of these are based on actual games, other entries are entirely fictional. So I guess it's almost like the unwritten rules. Cannot base characters off The Who's drummer Keith Moon. Oh, these are the kinds of rules. So you can't base a character off Keith Moon.
Why not?
There's no gnomish god of heavy artillery. A one-man band is not an appropriate bard instrument. This is clever.
Yeah.
A lot of goofs. A lot of little goofs.
A lot of goofs. We like a good goof. A good goof or two here.
Just one or two.
Let's go this way. Yeah, okay. I've never heard of this thing, but it sounds like a good amount of goofs, which everybody can enjoy. A good amount of goofs.
Yeah, I'll put the link for this chat. This link is on an RPG Net wiki, so I don't know if it's like the official list, but I don't know who created this list, but you can just check out these lists.
Just check it out.
Just check it out.
Why don't you? Just check it out.
We're not your parents. You can go check it out.
We're not your parents. I always recommend.
Marg asks, what are the shards for? Are there shards in this game, and what are the shards doing?
Those shards upgrade your spells, and so you might have noticed I was kind of hovering it over. You pick up the shard, and then you get two options to upgrade your spells. And so what I just did is I have this spell that's kind of a permanent fight buff spell, and it just makes my buffs even buffier.
Love it.
Or I could have had it add an extra, a third buff, but keep the first two buffs at normal levels. So
there you go.
Yeah. So there we go. Oh yeah. So here, like I've slotted a 6 in there, and I gain 2 power, which means like for the rest of the fight, I'm going to do +2 attack, and that's pretty huge.
That's great.
And actually,
compound interest.
Actually, I'm going to put an odd one in there now, and now on every turn, or at the end of each turn, I'm going to gain 2 block no matter what. Again, pretty dang huge. So now we got to start doing some damage, or else I'm in trouble. Okay, here we go. Boom. All right. We did it. We did it. Marty?
Yeah.
I have I've been thinking about something because like every once in a while I watch YouTube. You watch YouTube ever?
Sure. Oh, it's great. Let me tell you, they got all sorts of things on there. I watched highlights of Shaquille O'Neal,
Yeah.
just shattering backboards. It was wild.
Mm.
It seems so dangerous. Every time he does a big dunk and everything just shatters. It's nuts.
Because that man is unreasonably large. Like he is.
He was huge and he was strong and oh man, he was very angry when he played. He's great.
He's great.
Steel. He was in the movie Steel.
He was in the movie Steel.
Yeah, he played one of the Supermen.
He did. Yeah, that's true. John Henry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
John Henry, the Superman. I don't know if that's who he played in the movie. Honestly, I've never seen Steel, but I know that John Henry was the name of the character in the comic books.
Then that was his. Yeah. Then that would have been his. He had a hammer.
Oh yeah.
Just like John Henry in the Railroad. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the not so subtle.
I'm gonna be honest. That was on the nose there.
That's pretty darn on the nose. But so what has been coming up a lot in my YouTube feed is I enjoy comedy. I enjoy stand-up comedy. And so in the shorts section, oftentimes what I will get is little shorts of people's stand-up routines. And a lot of times they are very funny. Like, oh, here's a little bit from Pete Holmes's new comedy special on Netflix. Oh, yeah, it's a funny joke. Maybe I'll watch that later. Here's Patton. Here's this, here's that, right? And a lot of small-time comics now kind of use that as a platform for themselves. Like, they'll record their shows, upload their highlights on the shorts. And I have a complaint about stand-up comedy that doesn't hurt anybody. Here, it doesn't hurt anybody, but I want to complain about it. So will you be with me here?
I want to know what grinds your gears.
Good. Here's what grinds my gears with stand-up comedy is crowd work.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, stand-up comedy is a very difficult art. You're storytelling, you are crafting jokes, you are, like really attempting to take the audience on a journey, this, build and release of tension. And then you start doing crowd work, and all you are really doing is like, hey, you, tell me a funny story. Like you are shifting all the responsibility on a person in the audience, hoping that you can say something snarky about their wedding anniversary or some shit, right?
Yeah.
And it's all that comes up in my feed now because everybody posts it, because it's also like gossip. Like that person is on a date and they look like their ages are very different, but it's like that's not what I'm here for. I only want the stand up.
It feels. I don't want to say it's low-hanging fruit, because to make it interesting, it is very hard work.
Sure.
But it just feels like that flavor of comedy to where I'm like, I don't really need this. Like, this isn't what I came here for. I came here for like a well-crafted set. Yeah, and it's hard to be. It's frustrating that you can't tell YouTube, I don't want this very specific thing. I can't tell what YouTube. I don't want any thumbnails with people's faces in them. I don't want. If you ever call your review honest, get the fuck out of here.
Get out. We don't want it. We don't need it.
I don't need an honest review here. Yeah.
How can I tell YouTube, like, I enjoy clips of people's stand-up comedy, but if we ever see the microphone facing towards the audience, I don't want that.
Get out of there. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my one big gripe that, like, I noticed this morning as, flipping through YouTube, like, oh, fuck, stop doing crowd work. I don't care about any of this.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. And it's someone with, you got a stake in the game. It makes sense that that's a thing that you're passionate about.
I got stakes. I got stakes in games.
You got A5 Wagyus.
I got
Japanese beef. Okay. A5 Wagyu. Stake in the game. It's fancy beefs.
I see someone mentioning Randy Feltface. Randy Feltface does do good crowd work. And it's like, the other, like, Randy Feltface is a stand-up comedian who is also a puppet.
Nope.
What? No?
I don't know. He's a puppet, like a goosebump? Like the...
No, he's like a Muppet-esque puppet. And the actual human being spends the entire show behind like a desk. You do not see the actual human being. It is
just like Daft Punk. No one knows what he looks like.
It's like Daft Punk. And by the way, like, definitely does not need to be a puppet. Like most of the time he's just obviously standing there talking. But like the crazy thing is you get so into the stand up that like every once in a while Randy Feltface the puppet will like, like take his little puppet hand and, dust something off of his puppet jacket where you're like, what the heck? Why am I watching this? It's hilarious. Randy Feltface is hilarious. And I really enjoy it.
Randy Feltface is that's an interesting name. I'm now understanding. Once you mentioned a puppet, I thought Feltface was just his like given name, like his Christian name, and then you were like, he's a puppet. I'm like, oh, I get it, Feltface. That'd be like if you were Jack Fleshface.
Yes, exactly. I'm Jack. Yeah. I'm Jack Fleshface.
God,
could you imagine? So no, I think Randy Feltface is good, and it's like I don't mind crowd work when it's part of a larger stand-up special. Like, oh, we get 15 minutes of quality crafted jokes. Hey, here's a little crowd work. Now back to some quality crafted jokes. I'm fine with that. It's specifically these like clips and clips and clips and clips.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Okay.
Get out of town.
Get right out of town.
$4.99 dono. Thank you so much, Humane Shield. Going back to the Mr. Welsh things. The first rule when making a deal with the Fae is never make a deal with the Fae.
That's true.
Harry Dresden. Is that the Dresden Files? Is that who Harry Dresden is?
Could be.
There's like a book called the Dresden Files. Might have been like a sci-fi original TV show as well. Do you know about the Dresden Files?
I do not. I do not know about the Dresden Files.
I don't know. I know it was a book, and I know it had a TV show, and that is all I know about the Dresden Files. I don't know what their deal is.
I'm so sorry. I
only know about the X-Files. I only got room for one Files in my life. It's the X-Files.
I'm down with
Did Darren write a book about the Dresden Files? No? I don't want to go over there.
Guess what? Then we don't want it. Then we just don't want it.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to play. I'm playing this one a little safer because I died last time, by the way. Well, we made it past the first boss.
Life needs a little bit of safety. And we learned sometimes when you need to insure your glass cannon. That's what we're doing right now.
That's true. Oh, okay.
George Lucas with 100 bits. Thank you so much, George Lucas. I'm curious about this. How do you deal with hecklers? Have you ever talked about that? Hecklers? I'm sure you've had to deal with heckler or two in your time.
Many, yeah.
Yeah.
Many a heckler. It's tough. Like when I do the comedy sports, the live improv, sometimes like for comedy sports in particular, we have the referee who explains the games and, calls time, does the blackout, like, oh, there's the funny joke, time, let's move on. And then we have the players who perform in all the games. As a player, we are taught not to deal with hecklers because that will stop the show.
Sure.
The referee, and I referee sometimes, has to deal with them. And sometimes you ignore them. And sometimes you call them out, and sometimes you just literally stand right next to them. You go into the audience and stand right next to them as you explain the rules like a parent and they are a toddler.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. That's a level of patience and grace I feel like you need to have that I do not have. I would just get very angry at the person.
It's incredibly frustrating sometimes.
Yeah.
Because and some people, they want to add to the jokes. Like they hear a joke on stage and they think they can add to it. So I'm going to help this show. Here's a funny thing. And you let that go once or twice.
Sure.
Maybe they'll die down. And then if they keep doing it, then you maybe do a jokey call out. Hey, thanks, sir, but we're the professionals. Hey, shut up. And if they keep doing it, that's when you just stand right next to them.
Yeah.
Say, sir, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing? Do you think everyone came here and paid money, calendared off their Friday evening
to see you?
Hear you, this little chuckle fuck, slurring your goofs? Get out of town.
I went to a play recently, a scripted play, and there were two separate older gentlemen who were shouting stuff at the play, enjoying the hell out of the play, but like, like the play would have a little like,
Statler and Waldorf from
yeah, no.
Muppets.
Like in the play made a joke. What was it? Oh, it was like a young couple, and they really wanted to get married, right? And
Yeah.
and then the husband to be was like, no, that's why I don't want to fight. I want to get married because after we're married, we can never fight again. Yeah, which is obvious, a funny little marriage joke. And the audience laughed. The laughter died down, and then you hear an old man in the audience go, "That's a lie." and you just,
Now, I would pay if I was going in knowing that I'm watching a thing also with commentary by this man. I would opt into that, but it has to be a thing I can opt into, knowing like I would also like to hear this man's thoughts on all of this.
it was phenomenal because you just want to have a conversation with him and be like, "Sir, that's the joke." Like, why?
Maybe he's got literals disease.
Oh, maybe. So those are the hardest hecklers to deal with. Is the hecklers that are genuinely enjoying the show and are enjoying it so much they want to tell you that they're enjoying it during the show. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
You little fucking guy. I love it.
Friggin' goose. Nick the OG with a 50-bit Rooney over in Twitch. Don't you hate when the audience keeps chiming in and trying to be funny when you're working? Am I right? Oh yeah, but you're paying money. It's fine.
Well, not only are you paying money, you type stuff. We can acknowledge it. We can not acknowledge it. You guys are also keeping yourselves entertained. Like, this is a very different dynamic.
Yeah. You're not like cutting into the audio and being like, I got a joke. The mushroom tips.
What I want you all to imagine is like if this chat was like live audio, that would be insufferable.
Genuine chaos.
Yeah. So that's why we don't do that. But hecklers sometimes they just want to get in on a joke. Sometimes they are having not a good time. We had hecklers recently who during halftime of a comedy sports performance we had to kick out.
Ooh.
Because the things that they were suggesting started off as unusual, but the more things they were shouting out as suggestions, we realized that these people were very clearly white supremacists.
Oh no!
Yes. And like at first it was something like a little innocuous, and we're like, that's no thanks. And then we get going, and like they keep suggesting stuff, and it gets more and more obvious, and it's like, well, shit, bye, goodbye. Yeah. And luckily, our bar manager is a large, burly man who cannot be bartered with.
Yeah.
But yeah, it got real weird real fast.
Cannot be bartered with. That is a good way to describe someone.
Well, yeah, I felt good about that. All right.
Completely switching gears. Snake in the Garden. Marty, can you ask Jack if he's ever played Terra Nil? You ever played Terra Nil?
Nope. Wait, I should look it up first because the real answer is like, I don't know.
It is like a game that is like a reverse city builder. It is like you bringing nature back to a world.
Ooh.
And the goal isn't to like build like, and it's almost like these little kind of like smaller puzzles. And the goal isn't to like build a functioning city like Sim City, but it's rather to build a functioning ecosystem from a city.
You know what? I just opened a tab. I got that open now.
Damn,
that sounds good.
You got tabbed.
You got tabbed. I'll keep that in my tabs and see if that works. Wait.
A $4.99 dono. Next time a heckler is ruining a show, just call them by my name. Says Dipshit the Clown. That has quickly become my favorite name.
Dipshit the Clown. I like that. Most of the comedy I do is at Comedy Sports, which is family friendly. We work very hard to keep all of the jokes from the waist up.
Dip Stuff the Clown.
Doesn't have the same punch. Dip
No, it
stuff
really
the
doesn't.
clown.
No.
Goo. Jack noise.
Jack knows. The client looks at it and is like, I don't know what this is. Is he all right?
We do. What we need is a reel. We need like a
Yeah.
5-second reel of just me going, hi.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but then we're gonna start being clients are gonna be able to be like, oh, choose your own Jack sound, and they're gonna be like, here's a library of our Jack sounds. You were able to choose which one you would like.
Oh, we could have Jack sound tiers where it's like, you want a basic Jack noise. That's like a, you want like, extra money tier 2. That's like 2 syllables long. It's like, hi, gar.
There's like the platinum tier custom Jack noise. That was a nightmare. That was like a little banshee cry. They're like, oh.
Yeah, no, and that's where you get Enigma. Hi, hi.
That's not Enya.
That's my favorite part. Sorry to talk about advertising, but it's part of our lives. It's part of our jobs. That's my most recent favorite joke ever. Which is Marty, generally speaking, Marty will write up kind of the first draft of our ad scripts, and then I will, work with Marty to, maybe we could make a joke here, punch this up, like for some games, if I know them a little bit better, if someone else knows them a little better, they'll add whatnots.
So that on SpellRogue.
Yeah, like we did with SpellRogue. And for Roll for Combat, Marty wrote in this little Enya joke, like light some candles, turn down the lights and put on some Enya. And as I'm reading that, the song I'm thinking of is Enigma's Return to Innocence. And so I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good song. And then, oh, wait a minute, that's not Enya, which is just where that was my thought process. And I think it's so funny.
And I didn't go to check. Was the music video a horse galloping backwards? Is that why you included that in there? Okay. I was like, what's the deal with this horse going backwards?
The entire music video for Enigma's Return to Innocence is all backwards, including a unicorn running backwards. And so that's a unicorn walking backwards and some stock footage running backwards. Which again, it's just when I was younger, Enya and Enigma were things that were big. And
Sure.
Enya is Sail Away. Sail away, sail away, sail away.
I'm putting the link to the Enigma video. How many views do you think this has?
80,000.
855,000. Can we get it to 1 million, chat? Probably.
Wow.
Oh wow, there's some good backwards stuff in here.
Yeah.
Someone's cracking an egg and the egg's going back into the shell.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
Because you're
Pretty
returning.
cool.
You're returning to innocence.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was and by the way, like then as I'm animating that, it's like, oh shit, I should remake the music video. So I spent way too much time remaking the Enya music video.
Beautiful.
Like animating that little backwards horse. That's so
Love that backwards
stupid.
horse.
Oh, it's great. It's great. I don't like any of these dice.
Oh wait, I got 100% lied to. No. 855,000 was the subscribers. Jack,
What?
it has 159 million views.
What? Good
Oh
for
my
you.
It's
Good
almost
for
at 160.
you.
We're only 200,000 away from 160 million. Can we get there by the end of the stream?
Way to
Probably.
go, Enigma.
Wow. It's the official channel, so hopefully they're getting ad rev from this.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's great. No comment section? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. No, I lied. It was just further down. It's got 50,000 comments. Top comment right now. If you still love top comment 1 year ago, edited. If you still love this song in 2024, then you're going to be okay. all right, clearly you wrote this a year ago for 2023
Yeah.
and then was like, I like the clout, and then edited it to say 2024. Get the fuck out of here, Sky Exten.
What are you doing?
Jesus.
What are you doing?
Conjurer of Cheap Tricks. Remember Cheap Trick?
Should I stay or should I go now?
Yeah, I think that was them.
Is that Cheap Trick? I have no
I
idea.
think so.
I have
Might
no
as well
idea.
be.
So, by the way, for someone who asked earlier, this is what shards do. Is for a shard, I can upgrade this spell. You know, I can make it. Let's see here, to where I get more block, or I can make it to where I can use it more often, or I can use this shard to unlock another spell slot in my deck here. Ooh. Well, I don't have more room for that, so we're going to do this. That was the Clash?
That was, should I stay or should I go? No, it was a Clash. We were wrong. There's really no way. There's really no way to know. Maybe it was a cover.
Here's the thing, like, I like music. I enjoy listening to music. I am not so into music that I can remember the names of things.
I don't know my neighbors' names. I don't know musicians' names. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Except for Enya. Enya did one of the songs. She was an Academy Award winner, I believe, for a song off Return of the King.
Really?
What do you see on the horizon? The song, the end credits song for Return of the King.
Good for her.
Yeah, I'm googling that because I don't. While I don't care, while I get musician names wrong all the time, I don't want to get anything having to do with movies wrong.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Be very rude. Be very rude.
That would be very well, and that's something that you can Google, where it's like your neighbors' names you can't necessarily Google.
That's true.
That is true. Like write it down and put it on your fridge. Putting that out there.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
And that way, like, or like on your front door or somewhere, you know, that way it's like, oh, yeah, like, hey, if I'm going to see my neighbors, this is their names.
Yeah. Okay, no, I got it wrong. Cause I got Enya mixed up with Annie Lennox. Annie Lennox won the Oscar for her Return of the King song. Enya nominated for her song from Two Towers the year before, but did not win.
What?
Lost to Randy Newman's Monsters Inc. song. She had the song in the Two Towers credits, which is like the Gollum song.
Yeah.
May It Be. It was a good song. I probably should have won over.
I'm trying to think of the Monsters Inc. song.
It's called If I Didn't Have You. It's just, You Got a Friend in Me. He just keeps making that song 1,000 times over.
I remember You Got a Friend in Me.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
No one remembers Monsters Inc.
No.
I like Monsters Inc. Actually, I just don't remember what that song is.
We all remember Monsters Inc., but we don't remember the song. Get out of here. What is this?
Get out of town. Eric, thank you so much for the chat, for the dono. Your comedy sports is safe for all families except Batman's.
Except for Batman's.
See, maybe everything would be fine if Batman went to comedy sports instead of going to see The Mask of Zorro.
Yeah, think about that, Batman, Dick.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably Batman's, but no, that was Robin, Dick Grayson. Anyway. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Marty knows the superheroes. No, I know like 5 superheroes, and that's one. Yeah.
That's it. Only 5. And by the way, that's all you need to know. Let's be honest.
No, yeah, it's Gambit.
Yeah.
Nightwing.
Yeah.
Dazzler.
Dazzler.
Yeah. Spider-Woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting choice.
Yeah, and John Leguizamo's clown from Spawn. I don't know what his name was. So I guess I only know 4.
No, that's actually the full. I want to. Oh, okay. Hold on. Wait. I'm not looking at chat. The Vindicator. The Vaporizer?
That's a Dashboard Confessional song.
Vindicated.
Clown from Spawn. Violator.
Oh, I was so close.
You were very close. You were very close.
Because obviously I've seen that movie and I love that movie. And so I can see Leguizamo in the clown makeup going, I'm the later.
Yeah.
Couldn't get, But Dashboard Confessionals, by the way.
Great.
Vindicated.
Yeah, Screaming Infidelities.
Oh, your hair is everywhere.
We're not getting their band name wrong. Let me tell you that. Not calling them Taking Back Sunday. Let me tell you.
Oh man. Oh man.
George Lucas with 100 bits. Thank you so much. Speaking of the Two Towers, is Helm's Deep still the greatest battle scene in cinema history? Very good. It's up there. Helm's Deep is wonderful.
Helm's Deep's pretty good.
It's also especially wonderful because it's a night scene and it fucking looks good. And after that last season of Game of Thrones, you're like, damn, why didn't they just get Peter Jackson to do this? A night scene that's legible.
Oh, they could just do that?
You just do that? You just use lights?
That's a thing you can do? Oh.
You don't have to use complete darkness? We could just use fake darkness?
Y'all should have done that.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it.
Fill my ass up. Oh no! If you still wanna, fill my ass up is the name of a person I'm about to say. That was not just Jesus. What a frightful place for a pregnant pause and like a veering back to the previous conversation. Do you think that there's a better battle? Anyone who isn't a regular and hasn't heard super chats from Fill My Ass Up, who's a wonderful friend to the streams, I apologize for that.
No, like you said, it was just the timing of pause, fill my ass up, another pause. No, I'm genuinely trying to think of it, like, because obviously Two Towers, that entire battle is wonderful. The and made even more amazing by the fact that, like, in the books, it's 2 sentences.
Yeah. And they really like read that and was like, okay, we're gonna spend several months of our life doing this.
Yeah, this is actually a big deal. It's a big deal because that's like the power of adaptation, right? Of the cinema. Yep. Like we get to show this amazing battle.
Also, let me posit this.
Yeah.
What separates when does a fight become a battle? Because a battle to me, like I wouldn't say like John Wick doesn't have any battles.
Right. He has
John Wick's
fights.
got a lot of cool fight scenes.
Yeah.
Is a battle like a certain number of like people against a certain number of people?
I'd say teams. Yeah, you need teams. Like you need at least teams of 5. A 5v5. So like
at least 5. So like a tag team match is not a battle.
A tag team match is not a battle. You need 5v5 at minimum with all participants fighting. So like Anchorman, like that like funny scene where all the news people battle, that is a battle because it's at least 5 and 2 teams.
Yeah, basketball is a battle.
Basketball is a battle. Why is it so hard to think about like epic fights now that I'm trying to? The Patriot. The Patriot had some...
I feel like we got like mid 90s to mid aughts. We got a lot. Kingdom of Heaven had some really good ones.
Yeah.
Troy had a couple good ones. I'm gonna be honest. I know the movie gets a lot of flack. I think the last third of Return of the Jedi, a great battle scene. It is cross-cutting between the ground troops on Endor, the Ewoks and their sort of guerrilla tactics against the stormtroopers. We have Lando's trench run into the core of the Death Star, and then we have Luke's one-on-one fight or one-on-2 fight or whatever it is with Emperor and Darth Vader. Cross-cutting between those, you got yourself a battle going right there.
That's a great example of a great battle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now fill my ass up.
Okay. Oh, you've been waiting. Jack, how do you come up with all those character names for Adventure is Nigh? Do you just keep a notebook at you at all times as something pops up?
Yes, I literally do.
Earlier this stream, he literally did that.
I literally wrote down General Lee Flemmy on... I didn't write it down in my notebook because... because I accidentally put one of my notebooks underneath my dice. But yes, let's see if I can open to the page... Oh, that has spoilers in it, so I won't even flash that to the screen. I literally have a notebook, and if I see something funny or just think of a funny name, like some of the names that I put in there are just names that I see that I think is funny. Like I believe Mull Cutpurse was a real historical person.
Mull Cutpurse.
I think Mull Cutpurse might have been like what was it, like like a famous old pirate or like a...
Yarg Mull Cutpurse.
Or something, right?
Yeah. Some sort of a seaman. Well, Ivan.
Spells. Nice.
Humane Shield with another $4.99 dono. Thank you so much. Marty, will there be an HBD special at the end of 2024 for Second Wind? Great job to y'all. Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. Wanting to do maybe like a summer celebration and maybe like a winter celebration of some sorts. And I feel like a 1 year Annie. That'd be a fun one. Maybe have something to do with like a little special stream.
Yeah, that could be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Get Enya? I think we could get Enya.
We could go on one. We could get Enya.
Do we think Enya's on Cameo? Let me Google. Let me make sure Enya's alive before we try to get her on Cameo. Still alive.
Still alive. There you go.
Absolutely still alive.
I mean, slightly shocked.
Yeah.
But only slightly.
She's got an incredibly Snake in the Garden. You're gonna love this. She's got an incredibly Irish name.
What's
I don't even want to go about pronouncing it. Ethne Pedragan ni Bruhailin. It's very hard to say her name.
Mabahagan.
I put it in chat. It's like deeply Irish.
Great.
Yeah, we'll get Darren to pronounce this one. Next time we're on a stream with Darren, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have Darren pronounce some Irish names.
That's great. That's great. Thinking back to Goofy Adventures 9 names, comedy is juxtaposition, right? Mm-hmm. All comedy. It all boils down to juxtaposition. And so when I think of funny names, I'm just trying to be like, am I starting with something funny and then having a normal-ish fantasy last name, or am I having a normal-ish fantasy front name and ending with something funny, right?
Yeah.
And so like for, I'm trying to think of an example here, or is it bread, which is just like
a punctuation mark. Yeah.
Just bread. Tourniquet fast level, right? Tourniquet fast level was for the pilot episode of Adventures Now, I wanted someone to die, right? And so it was just like Tourniquet fast level was going to be that character. Tourniquet, silly name. I guess fast level's a silly name too. But
they're like different flavors of silly, though.
Different flavors of, Jeremy, good sex. Ooh, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, Jeremy, normal name, good sex. That's a little bizarre.
Yeah.
So it's about weaving the mundane with the bizarre, and every once in a while I will have kind of a normal-ish name to make sure that I keep all my players on my toes for this upcoming Saturday. For the episode that you will all see on the 17th, a name that I am so incredibly proud of that not only sometimes the name is one thing, right? But a lot of times the name doesn't get a proper build up. It doesn't get a comedic build up where it's like, oh yeah, this is my name. Oh, it's kind of funny. You get a little laugh. I delivered this name at the end of this character's segment, basically. It was minutes. The players had been chatting, talking, having a lovely time, and I get to end with this character's name. And I will not say it. I will not spoil that for you. But it was comedy perfection.
The aristocrats moment?
Yes. The aristocrats. That's exactly what it was. I will not give you even the initials. Watch this episode this Saturday because, oh boy, rootin' tootin' barn burner.
I love it. That's what the nice things about certain names like Fill My Ass Up or Dipshit the Clown is I feel like it is very easy to kind of weave into that. Like Casey and I, Dipshit the Clown, I believe donated last week during Casey and I's Devil May Cry stream, and I think we were having like a relatively serious conversation about something. Then there was just the briefest pause, and Casey's not able to see the chat because he's playing the game. The briefest pause, and then I'm able to just go into Dipshit the Clown with a $5 dono. It just feels good. It feels good.
Yeah, feels good.
It's like a little jump scare, a little dipshit jump scare.
Yeah.
Urbanum. 25 Polish Swoti. Thank you so much, Urbanum. With this fight/battle conundrum, it's becoming more and more a prequel to Hidden Gems madness. That is very much a kind of conversation that they have on Hidden Gems. Jesse, and Casey, they argued about when does a bayonet become a knife, or when does a bayonet become a sword?